Hello, dear friends. Greetings from North Africa, my beautiful country, Algeria. We're happy to welcome you again on Latra TV. On the platform in National Movement Alatra was launched a unique project called Creative Society. People from more than 180 countries conduct social surveys to around the world to find out how people envision a society where they will be happy and safe. We continue successfully on testing the theory of six handshakes, according to which all people on the world know each other and connect each other through six connections. And today's our live conversation. We'll host it together with Constantine. Hi.
Hello.
And we are hosting our very young, beautiful thinkers who inspired us during the student talk show about the depth of their topics and the relevance of their topics. Hello, my dears.
Hello,
Hey.
I'm Tisha Mazumdar from the Indian High School.
Hi, Tisha.
Uh, I am Meet Goel from Mount Abu School, India.
Welcome, Meet. We're happy to have
Welcome.
you today.
Welcome.
Thank you
We're
for
all
having
welcome.
us.
You've been doing a really, really great performance, Tisha and Meet, and you had shown how you can really be knowledgeable at a young age. So what can you tell us about the competition, the public speaking competition? How was your feelings? We'll start from you, Tisha. What do you think?
Well, for
Oh,
me, it was like a great experience, a great exposure. It was a global exposure. And I guess the best part was that we were not judged, but heard. And that's the best part. I mean, who doesn't like talking when the other person's listening, right?
Exactly, Tisha. It's very important to hear to young people because it gives them confidence to really express themselves even more. And when you think, and within time, if you don't have the ability to express your thoughts, you won't be confident enough even to think. So it's very important to think to grow and express it in order to be able to think again and over again. What about you, Meet? How was your feeling during the
yeah.
competition?
So I had a very great exposure actually. Before then, I had some issues with my nervousness, and as the fellow said that we were only heard here, so I felt really light while speaking in this conference. So and I get my fruit for the job, which I won the conference. So I felt very good, and now this has increased my morality and my uh, passion towards the area. So that was a great exposure for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Very nice, guys, to have you here today. I remember when we had this conversation over a week ago at the student talk show. I told you no matter how you do, you're already winners because every time when you make a next step further, when you win over yourself, you are becoming a winner because every time you are becoming better and better, you are mastering your speaking skills, public debate skills, and you are doing everything to become better person. So we are very much pleased to have you here today, and I would introduce our two young speakers. This is Tisha Mazumdar, an 11th grade student from the Indian High School, New Delhi. Welcome.
Thank you.
And today we have with us Meet Gayal, also an 11th grade student from the Mount Abu Public School, Delhi. Thank you guys for
Very much
joining
for
us today. It's
everybody.
a pleasure to have you here today.
Before we start, I would like to address our dear viewers. Please leave us your comment at the end of the conversation. We will choose the interesting questions to ask our guests. So, Tisha, I'll start by asking you the first question. I've seen your speech during the public speaking competition, and it really grabbed my attention how you spoke about the role of technology and you emphasize on the role of technology in improving the educational system and ensuring access to the information. What made you to choose this topic and tell us more about it?
Well, this right now, what we're going through is a very big reason why I chose this topic. When we are not able to go to schools, we could, without technology, we would not have the resources to learn, to, gain information. But because of technology, we are allowed, we can gain any type of Like all knowledge is available to us 24/7 at our fingertips. And that's the best part. And how we can still be together by being afar, that's a great thing, I believe.
Really, this current situation had taught us how people can connect to each other because it's global pandemic and we're all kind of affected the same way. Okay, it depends on the country and it depends on the situation of the person, but we are all affected mentally, psychologically. So how do you think can technology help us in this kind of situation, like in more depth?
Right now, we are having this conversation. You are in Algeria, I am in India. We are still having the conversation because of the technology. It's allowing us to talk, to grow, to develop our personality even now. And there was also one topic about leadership, and I believe technology is one of the it is the way which can teach us how to deal with problems, solve conflicts, even when we cannot meet each other. And yeah, technology is really working well for us. So yeah, that's what I want to say.
Good, good. Let me address the question right now to you, Meet. I would make a small introduction. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have an international conference with our colleagues from Southern America and Europe about decent education and how people actually did do the learning and studying during the COVID-19 situation. But let me ask you a question. From your point of view, what are the most effective ways of learning? Can you share it with us, please?
Active ways, obviously, the human teacher one teaches us because that's the greatest way we can learn something. Actually, if you have a human that is teaching in front of you, you can contact with them easily. You have that expressions, you have that feeling that you're studying. But during the pandemic, this is not possible actually. But what is best for us now, we have to do that thing, and technology really plays a very crucial role actually here, because we cannot stop our daily life actually with the pandemic, because we should be thankful to this technology that because of this technology we are being updated with every single thing that is happening across the world, and we get to know about the precautions we take. And the second thing about the teachings, yes, that's the technology is only thing that has connected us and has not made us feel lonely actually, because that makes us busy all the day, our daily schedule. And teachings is for a student, a teaching is the taking teachings from somebody or the known person is very good thing. The person gets attracted very easily, and the days like goes very slowly and very like comfortable way, so that we don't feel such we don't get bad vibes in such a pandemic. So yes, I believe the effective way is that we are getting our online classes, online videos for the teachings that teacher gave us, and yes, it feels very nice.
Let me also ask you a question. Do you believe that one day, and Tisha, please also share with us your opinion. Do you believe, guys, that one day technologies will substitute teachers, or from your point of view, face-to-face communication between a teacher and the student is crucial and will never be substituted with technologies?
So,
Please
uh,
share
so
with
we
us.
cannot we cannot tell the future for now, but I really hope that does not happen in future, because what we get from human teachers are the best. What Because technology cannot replace humans actually. The technology is a thing that helps humans but does not replace them. So I wish that does not happen.
I
Thank you.
agree with me. I really do because technology can never replace the people who made it. You know, we are the reasons because how technology developed. So educators don't need to worry. They can use the technology as they seem fit, but technology they should not worry about technology replacing them. We students will never allow that.
Okay.
Your
Just
questions are, your
summing
questions
up
are
your answers, I can say that heart-to-heart communication between people will never be replaced by any kind of technologies ever.
Agree.
Yeah, exactly. And from your responses, I really had gotten like a bit curious to know you don't want to have teachers like AGIs and performant AIs like as teachers. No.
No,
Ma'am, to
we
be like we do not want them because what teachers gave us actually, well, from a personal experience, I can tell me the maturity is that thing that we earn from our human teachers. We
Mm-hmm.
learn from our human teachers that moral basics lessons of lives actually. So that AGIs and artificial intelligence cannot do that.
Mm-hmm.
So because everything they cannot process that we speak, the feelings they cannot process. So I believe that humans are the best ones who can decide what a human should do.
Mm-hmm. Speaking about the interaction between humans and the interaction of a young person with his environment, so I really believe that every kid and every young person should build up his own personality and have his own thinking. And we can't. The thing is that we can't separate the children from their environment. So I would like to know what are the values that your parents have taught you, and they represent very deep and core values for you. What do you think, Tisha, of this?
well, I believe that all the feelings, basically sympathy, empathy, to know about others, to acknowledge the differences between us, to support the right to know the difference. This is what teachers, parents, people teach us. But technology can only give us information. It's the teachers who ingrain it in our brains that this is how you do it, this is the way of living. But if you find a better way, share it. And that's, I guess, the best thing. We are told to share our feelings, told to understand what we feel and work accordingly.
Mm-hmm. What
So
about you?
that's
What are the core values
okay.
that you've learned from your parents and your teacher and your environment in general?
I'm
So
sorry.
in the new environment, okay, in the new environment, I would like to say that my parents actually have started telling me to be more hygienic in my room actually. So there are some things that we have to be like more precautions. Like since 3 months, I haven't been out of my home. So that's a very good step. I think that being introvert, actually, my parents have told me that there is a new definition of being extrovert and introvert here in this situation. Being introvert in this situation is that you don't do social contact. Like the leaders are saying us to do social distancing, but they are saying us physically. But now people can like we are doing, we can contact anybody through the technology we have that option for us. So there are difference between like we do not have to be at our homes every day laying on our beds and playing on the phone video games and listening to the songs. We have to contact the people actually. So there's a difference between being now an extrovert and introvert and a big change in the definitions. And we have certain responsibilities to not get out of our homes actually, because that's the best thing a normal mediocre person can do to save their planet or their beloved country. That's all.
Let me ask you the next question. We began talking about the creative society. Uh, Tisha, let me ask you, from your point of view, in the creative society, what changes in education should be implemented to make a better system of education for everyone?
Well, I'd like to answer that. That's a very good question because we have we are the 21st century. We are the future of today's generation, but we are taught by the previous generation and studying the qualities of the 19th century. I think it's very important that we learn to incorporate new things within us, know that interaction, know that a creative way of thinking, the ability to solve problems, it overpowers the knowledge which we have to mug up, we have to remember all the time. I think a major change which education needs right now in a creative society is to allow children to think, to feel, to express themselves, and not just read their books and gain the knowledge, but not how to express it.
Oh, I
Thank you.
would like to say that in this situation, this is very new for all of us. For the our teachers, the older generation that we are stating here, for our teachers, that is also very new situation because this happened last time about a century ago. So this is very new for everybody here, and I would like to say that our teachers are working like 24 hours in a day. Like every time they will reply us whatever we need, whatever we want to ask them. So teachers are not like expelling us from their lives, they're actually including us in their personal lives as well. They're taking out time from that, and I would like to say this, that is the best way, that they give our time, that they give their time to us for our betterment. So I would like to thank my teachers as well.
Thank you very much.
Very good, yeah. And actually, Tisha, when you had spoken about the difference between the past and now, you can see, for example, physics, what you study at school, and the latest researches in physics are totally like they're totally different, they're totally disconnected. So it's very important to start teaching researches and start teaching the new trends in every single major and domain. And my question for you, Meet, actually, you know that learning is being developed and the methods of learning, the approaches of learning are being developed. So what do you think of innovative and interactive learning as an approach?
Ma'am, I really don't know what are the like the most new ideas that has been approached by the people, but I can say that what is now happening is with us. We are having live interactions. The whole class is having like conversations with the teacher. Like we have now, we are using the mediums, like we are having video call. Actually, a video call we are having on a regular basis now. We are using the technology more now, and because that's the best option we can use, because we can see our teachers what are they trying. We can emotionally and connect to the teachers through this medium. And if there are more good things, like when we, if there is better technology than that, I would like you to tell me about that. I'll also suggest to my school authorities. I'll try to come up with that technology in my nearby schools or my own school.
Let me ask you then the questions. The question, Tisha, whom do you plan, if you have made a choice already, whom do you plan to become in the future?
Who do I become? That's, well, the answer, if you mean educationally, I don't know. But if you mean
Professional.
socially, a better person. And,
Let's say personally and professionally.
well, personally, a better human. Better than right now, how I am. I need to develop myself. No one has ever reached the peak. We can always make ourselves better. And professionally, I believe, I mean, Sarah just told me about data scientist, and I was interested in it, but I was not very well aware of it. So I guess I'm just going to search into it and see if that's the stream for me.
I'm so happy that I transferred my passion to you.
Meet, what are you passionate about? Have you set your goals already?
Yeah, I also achieve, like I want to be a person that brings something, like I also want to be a social activist actually, because I see now many people, what I do now in the situation, I go out with my parents and give food to the people that are needy now. So these small things like make me feel good, a better person, a better citizen of my country, a responsible one. So I have started myself as being a good man actually. And talking professionally, I want to be a data analyst actually. where to be more specific, I want to be an actuary. Actuary is a person who compiles and analyze data for a company or any organization who hires me, and where they have to like uh, invest money, so I can help them with that.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to see the consciousness that you, Tisha, and Meet have. And about what you said, Mish, about Meet, about being a social activist, about contributing to people. So I want to know more about this point. What makes you feel that you're adding value to your community? Tell us more in depth.
So talking about my neighborhood only, I have many friends here. So I have noticed that when I go out and my friends from their home see me doing that, they ask me, like, why are you moving out of your house in such a situation? So I tell them that, brother, I'm going out to give the food to the needy ones. I see many people who just marching towards their home from a place they were working, and they don't have any sort of vehicle to go their home. So they're walking about 1,000 kilometers to their home. I give them food. So listening to that, I spread awareness among my friends in their families. So now they have also started doing that. We have made a sort of a committee where we give food in the like donate food, and then some people go out and then give to those needy people. I feel very good, so that I can influence my friends and my neighborhood. That is a very good and a small start actually.
Mhm. That's very noble. I always say that helping others make you really, really thrive personally. What about you, Tisha, dear? How do you think you can contribute to your community and what makes you feel good about yourself? And you can say to yourself, I'm really contributing, I'm adding value.
Well, first of all, I believe that by community you mean the whole world, all the humans, and not just a country. Because it's important to realize that we all have just one nationality, and that's humanity. So I believe with the knowledge, I am not very active, like going out and personally helping people. But I do believe that if I gain knowledge and I share it with others, the more knowledge I share, the more knowledgeable the world becomes. And I believe that is a good thing. I have learned from my teachers, and I'm ready to work. I'm ready to talk to people. I'm ready to spread awareness, and I'm ready to talk with people who they don't have one to talk about. People are falling into depression because of this. I want to help them overcome it by talking to them, by just having a friend, an ear that'll save their lives. And I think that's a very great contribution to humanity.
Exactly. Having a person who can listen to you anytime will always make you relieved.
Mhm.
Thank you, Tisha.
And by the way, I wanted to add when you were saying that actually our community is not just our local community or country, it's the whole world. And within the 6 degrees of connection, we are actually proving that all people on the world know each other just by knowing six more people, and we're all interconnected. And indeed, we're all interconnected like cells in the body, since in the body there are about like 7 or 8 billion cells. This is pretty much the same number of people living on Earth right now.
True.
Let me ask you a question about education. Let's begin with you. From your point of view, why education is important for you personally, and how do you envision education in the creative society? What should be the education like in the creative society?
The creative society education is really very important, but coming up we have new job coming up, which is entrepreneurs. So in a creative society, social entrepreneurs make a very good job. It does not depend on how much you are educated, how much qualifications you had. you should just have that spirit in yourself and some new ideas where you can serve people. In a creative society, you should have that idea and that power to implement that idea in a way that the people in your society get happy and should get more comfort with you, and especially not to the people only, but a way that the earth, because climate change is a very very big situation right now with the pandemic, and as we can see that because of this pandemic the earth is healing actually, to be very true. But in future as well we should get with us ideas where we can help humanity with the earth as well. But
What about you, Tisha?
Well,
just but talking
as I s-
technically.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay, so
well,
talking technically, I would like to really want to mention that in a country where you want a job, where you want to really have your living, you want to earn a living, you have to get those qualifications actually, because those qualifications, those papers only are the key to your ultimate success, to your personal success actually, not for the whole society. Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you. Tisha, what about you?
well, I believe education is something which is important in everybody's life every time, be it mathematics, history, geography, science, anything. So, for a creative society to really work, people need to learn what they like to learn. We are in a society where we are forced to choose between streams. I mean, I'm not sure about the other countries, but in India we have streams. We have PCM, PCB, arts, and commerce. What about students like me who like chemistry, biology, maths, but not physics? So I believe it should be more selective, to make have a more integrated education than just being given thrown information at us. We need to understand education needs to evolve, needs to be how we want it, how we like it, how we are going to grasp it the best way. So yeah, education needs to evolve with the creative society we are creating.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing with us.
In our today's world, we see that there are new approaches of education and learning, but we still have children who don't have access to education. What do you think of child labor, Tisha, and how do you think technology can be used to eradicate it?
Well, first of all, child labor is, well, it's inhuman. A kid, when he should be having books, when he should be studying, he is he or she is going, working, slaving out the time when it is for them to learn, to make a difference, to learn how to make a difference. They are not getting it, so it's inhuman. And technology can help, as technology has allowed information to spread everywhere. With an internet connection, you have access to all types of knowledge, all types of information at with yourself. So child labor can be eradicated by, first, we ourselves should be enlightened. We should know that child labor is not something which it's not a thing which we should do. And yeah, child labor, it begins with us. We should stop, we should speak, and if we see, we should use technology to spread the message. Authorities need to work, and so do we. So I believe that.
That's actually very true. I always say that if we are in your neighborhood, you can help your neighbor if you see that he can't get access to education. So helping one another is very important to eradicate child labor right now. There are some families who are in a very bad situation financially, and we need to help each other through just like I have a neighbor. His child can get access to education. If I can help him, I will. I will help him. If I can, for example, teach him English, I can teach him English. I can teach him something. I can give him some information that he may need. I can get him my home and give him access to my laptop to get education. So it's very important to help each others in our today's world. And what do you think, Meet, about responsibility and thinking as core values?
Well,
Uh,
response.
First of all, talking about that the child labor thing first, I have to add to that our country's government has opened many government schools actually where the students are funded with their books, with their bags, and every stationery item with to their uniform, and are provided with the professionals, teachers, the more qualified teachers, and with the free education. So, but there is something which that they do not have so much awareness about that. They are provided with the meals and everything in that school with every possible facility that are provided to another rich person's child. And then, ma'am, can you please pardon a question? I didn't really listen that due to some connectivity issues.
My second question to you, Meet, was about responsibility and thinking. What do you think of them as core values from your perspective?
Ma'am, responsibility for giving education is really a very big responsibility that every person of a country really now every person in a country knows what is the actually value of education, because in talking about old times, people don't get the value of education, but now they know the value of education, but due to the conditions, there sometime they live below poverty line, so due to that things they do not get access. And but I would really like to do something for those people in my neighborhood as well, to give them a proper education and whatever facility I can give or spread awareness I can.
Thank you
Mm-hmm.
very much. I remember the story when I had an interview with the grandson of the great Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Arun Gandhi. He told me the story once that when he lived in Southern Africa, I mean the grandson, after school he used to teach poor farmers and their families of what he learned during the day at school. And after the school, he went to the farms and he used to teach those people. Uh, since we began already talking about the creative society, let me guys ask you the question. Um, can you please describe the society of the future where you and your family would live happily and comfortably? Isha, please begin.
Well, one must realize that creative society is a phenomena. It is a contemporary society. Being the society should the creative society is a society which is our society, which belongs to us, which whose values we put into. And it's important to realize that education, healthcare, and humanity in itself, it's the core values of a creative society. We need to realize that being empathetic is more important than being sympathetic. Honestly, I don't like sympathy. I like when people understand me, when they know what I've been going through and not just pity me for going through something. So yes, a society which is built for us, by us, and in the way which we want, that's the creative society.
Thank you very much. Meet, what about you? Can you please describe your understanding and how you see the creative society where you and your family would live comfortably, happily, and safely?
uh, Speaking about the truth, creative society is a society which should have problems, because there are always some loopholes in any kind of thing you take, because without any loopholes or problems there is no balance. No one can live very comfortably at all the times to be true. There should be, I want some problems in my life, because every time being happy is very difficult actually, to be very true. And creative society is where everyone gets the facilities, and one should know how to use them, but in a very good way. Because if you, for an example, you have access to you know that humans are only persons who know how productive a tree can be. But if we know that how a tree can be used, we also know how to exploit it in a very wrong way. So a creative society is a society with, our societies can also be a creative society. What we just need to do is to do imply good things, and to to create spread to spread awareness among those minds who think they can who are creating those loopholes, and just keep getting better in our policies in the present scenario. That can simply make us a creative and the best society, because we humans have access to everything what we need.
Thank you.
Had given such a deep answer, Meet, and it's very important to have also the opportunity to be creative, and you had spoken about productivity, you had spoken about so many important concepts. So I really would like to ask you about problem solving. What do you think of problem solving in creative society, and how this approach should be?
This is the very example we are here. Like, we are having problem solving. Problem solving, the best solution for is interaction. Interaction with someone. If you have some uh, personal problem, for instance, you can talk to your parents. They are the best for any personal problem. If you have social problem, youth like us, leaders like us, or the very big people, you can, we live in a democracy actually, and we have our every freedom to release our points, our faiths, everything that we want to speak in public, and public will hear that. They will easily hear that through social media. You have those very good platforms where you can release your ideas, and thousands, millions of people can see that. So that depends upon your idea, what you have proposed. That should be in favor of the public. So, and that problem will take that problem will take awareness among the young minds. And if there are some there in if there are millions of people involved in a single problem, a very big problem actually, for an instance, there would be about 10 or 20 minds which have a very good idea. There might a possibility. So spreading awareness for a problem or interaction actually can solve any problem, because
Mm.
there is no deficiency of minds and ideas. So just keep interacting, keep talking to people, you will get something very good.
Exactly. Interaction is very important between others. And there is a study also that shows that we can spread our ideas through communication and social interactions. These two very important approaches that can allow you to have a platform. And through this platform, you can talk, you can share your ideas, and you can also receive other people's ideas peacefully in a very tolerant way. Thank you so much, Meet. It's a very, very deep answer. What about you, Tisha? What do you think of problem solving and of what Meet had said?
Well, I agree with what Meet said. I couldn't have said it better. Because problem really begins when you have miscommunications, or rather when you don't speak. Communication is the answer. Communicate, express your ideas, express your views. It's very important to realize that our society needs voice. People will only hear you when you speak. We don't like hearing silence. Silence is awkward. Silence is nothing. We need to speak. We need to spread our knowledge. We need to show people, tell people what we know, what we do. It plays a very important role. And majority of the people, we need equality. We need to realize that at the end of the day, we all are humans. We have no social status, no status in general. We are all humans. We all are entitled to ourselves. We all are entitled to think and voice out our opinions. So I guess that's the best way to solve problems, discussing it, not shouting at each other.
Thank you, my
I
dear.
would like to add up. I would like to thank Elantra TV and those the organization, Creative Society, to take up our thoughts to such people in corners of the world actually. Because I think if only 10 to 20 people would have listened to me, that would be very great actually. Because my thoughts, someone is listening so with a like listening to them and then processing in their mind what I spoke is a very big achievement for me. So thanks a lot.
I have like two very important comments to say. About what you said, my dear Tisha, there is a study that shows that miscommunication can cause a problem of trust. And if we miscommunicate, we cannot trust each other. We have this barrier of communication between us, and we can never get along together or even be able to express our ideas to each other. And about what you said, Meet, about like expressing your voice and having a platform through which you can talk and you can share your ideas. It's very important for young people to be productive. How can we be productive? It's not only by work, but it's only by producing ideas. And also there is a famous psychologist who once said that if you want to up level your thinking, first of all you have to speak up your truth, you have to speak up about your opinion, and you have to write. Writing is very important. Writing will allow you to think and go deep in yourself and knowing yourself and getting in touch with who you are inherently. It's okay to say, it's okay to miss to mess up. It's okay to say some wrong things, generally being classified as wrong. But as long as you are speaking your ideas, one day you will be able to learn and you are evolving. And that's the main thing that we want to see in our today's world. We want to see people speaking up. We want to see people thinking and producing ideas and thoughts. And on Alatra Unites, there are 8 foundations of creative society that you may be seeing here on screen. So I'll be reading for you the 8 foundations, and you may comment on the foundation that interests you the most. A human is the fundamental unit of society. Humanity is one big family. We have the 8 foundations: human life, human freedom, human safety, transparency and openness of information for all, the creative ideology, development of personality, justice and equality, self-governance, society. So for you, Tisha, what is the foundation that you find very interesting?
I find transparency and openness very interesting because the more transparent we are, the more people know, the more people are aware. And once you're aware, you wouldn't do something which is looked down upon. We all love the way people, appreciate us, and no one likes to be looked down to. So yes, transparency and openness of information to all is very, very important. But of course, we should remember not to invade someone's privacy. That's different issue.
And Meet, what about you? Which foundation is the most interesting for you?
Actually, human life, humanity is the best foundation for me. Because being humane is now a quality. What we say that humanity is a quality now, because humanity means being kind and thinking of future and evolving. These three fundamentals: evolving, kind, and being good. Actually, these two three fundamentals makes a human good and the world better. That's all I want to say.
Mhm. Let me ask you also the question, what are the most important actions that we need to take in order to build a creative society? Tisha, can you now begin, please?
Well, the most important thing which we need is equality. And as I've repeated over and over again, empathy, the feeling to understand each other, to understand what people are going through, to feel. That is the foundation. We need to feel. We need to feel love for each other. We need to be kind to each other. We need to be humane. I mean, we are Homo sapiens. We are the wise men, like as a term. So we are supposed to get empathetic, get knowledgeable, know our feelings, talk with each other, and I guess that's the foundation.
So let me say it for you. So the first action is to start from improving and working on yourself, feeling people, feeling love, which is also feeling people and feeling love to people. This is also an action, right? Meet, what about you? What actions from your point of view we need to make in order to build a creative society? Share with us your opinion, please.
Starting with myself, every person should start from themselves. They should find loopholes in themselves first, but not in a negative way, in a positive way. That has to be mentioned very clearly, that one has to find in the loopholes in themselves what they are trying to tell to others. Like if you are saying to be kind, so first you have to see yourself first. If you are being kind in such tense situations or something, for example, I said that, but you have to start with yourself first. Every time you have to examine that thing on yourself first, and if that works very good and you see that you can do that, then you have the right to say that to other, because people will follow you then. And people when people follow you actually, then there is a start of being a creative society. Creative society has to be built by interactions from yourself and then from the people, and interactions should have problems in them. I always say that you should find problems in yourself or in the anything that you have. You should find first problems, because finding solutions for everything before analyzing a situation very well can cause something with can cause you something very bad. So you should always first analyze, and you should take more and more problems out of anything that you are facing, but not in a negative way. You should have that spirit in your mind that yes, I'm going to solve that every issue that I have, because then only people will see me that I recovered so fast, and then they'll follow me. Then I can say them to follow me. That is how a creative society begins, and that is the main feature of a leader actually.
I'd like to add on to it. I believe, of course, preaching before, like practice before preaching, sorry. And I also believe that once you bring a change within yourself, people will walk with you. We like people to walk with us. We are a society, and it's important to realize that we all are equal here. We all are humans. We all are here. We all are together.
It's like, again, I wanted to say, I again remember it, the words of great Mahatma Gandhi when he said, don't wait for changes, but be the changes you wish to see in the world. Start from yourself first. Thank you guys for sharing your opinions. Sarah, would you?
Yeah, actually, what Meet had said really, that was very, very deep, you know. Change starts from within. And also, Tisha had emphasized on this. You can start being the change in your society, and it all starts with you. And how can you be able to change? You can be able to change through being intellectual, through thinking, through solving issues, through being an effective member in society, through having this mindset of contributing. And we as humans, before we construct a world or a society, we're just individuals. And every single work that we want to implement in our society should be starting from us, you know. What do you think of this?
Oh, one more thing I would like to add up in a creative society for the same. There's a very good saying that action speaks louder than words. In a creative
Exactly.
society, they, I would like to contrast with the statement because there is the words and the actions. Speaking something is your action only, but if you say that if you're speaking in front of a public, that is an action only, which is you are doing through your words. In a creative society, words and actions should have a equal status, because sometimes it is the words only in a situation like now as well in a pandemic. You cannot show your actions what you can should not show someone how you love them. If you like you go and hug someone, you cannot show that for now, but you have your words now. So in a creative society, actions should not be louder than words. They should be given equal status to louder to the words with actions.
You know, we use words to create awareness, we use words to spread ideas, we use words to interact, and we use action to align with our words and to implement what we say. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Guys, really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for this live and interesting conversation, for sharing with us your opinions, your thoughts, your deep grown thoughts about what the society should be, about education technologies in society. Before we finish, I'd like to ask you to answer briefly for one more question. Would you like to live in a creative society? Tisha?
I would. I definitely would, especially with the thoughts like these, the thoughts like ours. I can't wait for the creative society.
Thank you very much. Meet, please.
Everyone is a part of a society, and what I want is our society should be the creator and then be named as creative society. There is no one who will be joining the creative society. Everyone is a part of creative society. It is just that we have to make the life more better and more kind. We have to be more humane actually. This is the creative society only.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for our today's conversation. Thank you. It was very, very interesting and deep and so amazing. I really, really, totally, truly enjoyed it. So, dear viewers, if you and your friends want to participate in our live conversation, please send your emails to uae@allatraunites.com. To join Creative Society project of the Allatra International Public Movement, please visit our website, allatraunites.com, where you will see the red button. You click join. All you need is to fill the form, to fill out the form, a very short and easy form, as well as on Allatra Unites website, you can explore further information about 8 foundations of the Creative Society. You can also participate in Conversation Allatra Radio and send your ideas of Creative Society to info@allatraunites.com. Share our broadcast in your social networks using 2 hashtags, hashtag Creative Society and hashtag Allatra Unites. Please leave us your comment. Thank you very much and see you soon on Allatra TV.
Thank you, everyone who watched us
Thank
today,
you
and
very
to
much.
our speakers. Thank you.